Hi everyone, this is Sunny Kumar from Mathematics and Computing Part 2 from IIT VHU, and I am back again with another video of the topic binary exponentiation. So which is the very first topic of algebra required in competitive programming. So what does binary exponentiation do? Let us understand this first. So it basically calculates the power of a given number. Okay, let me write clearly. Given number in log of n time. So what does log of n time signifies here? So suppose we have to calculate 2 power 8, let's say. So if we iterate 8 times and calculate 2 power 8, you can see it is our naive approach. Okay, and with the help of inbuilt function in C++ or Python, you can easily find 2 power 8, but that function is not going to satisfy our needs. Suppose we have to calculate 2 power 10 power 5. So in this case you can see there is a chance that we will get an integer overflow. So these functions will fail here. Also suppose we have to calculate 2 power 10 power 5 with modulo, let's say 10 power 9 plus 7. So we can calculate this using a naive approach, that is to iterate 10 power 5 times, and each time remember you have to take modulus with that. And in these cases you can easily understand that suppose we have a very large number of queries and we have to calculate power each and every time, and each and every time we are going to iterate for 10 power 5 times, it is obvious that it will get time limit exceeded, that our code will not satisfy our needs. So here comes the main role of binary exponentiation. So binary exponentiation basically calculates the power of a certain number in log of n time. So which is the very fastest way. So how we are going to proceed this, how we are going to understand this binary exponentiation. So let us move further. Suppose you are going to calculate 2 power 8. So the main logic behind binary exponentiation is to break the power, to divide the power each time by 2. So what we are going to do is, so, so our power, that is 8, can be written as product of two powers, that is 2 into 4. So our new statement would be, now you can easily understand that by the property that 2 power 2 into 4 can be written as 4 power 4. We are going to club 2 power 2 and 4 as separate, so it can be written as 4 power 4. And again you can easily see that 4 power 4 can be written as 2 into 2. So our new statement would be 4 power 2, that is 16 power 2. And again you can see that 16 power 2 can be written as 16 power 2 into 1, which is again can be written as 256 power 1, which is actually 256. Now binary exponentiation plays a very important role to calculate power in log of n time. That is, you can see how many steps we have needed to calculate 2 power 8. That is first step, second step, and third step. So you can see to calculate 2 power 8 using binary exponentiation, it requires 3 steps. And suppose we are going to calculate using a naive approach, that is to iterate 8 times and calculate 2 power 8, it would take 2 power 8, let me write, it would take 8 steps in our naive approach. So let me ask you guys that which method will you prefer while you do competitive coding? So it is obviously that we use binary exponentiation. So how we are going to implement this binary exponentiation in our code, I will tell you in few minutes after. So let us first understand our important property related to this. Suppose we have to calculate 2 power 12. In this case you can easily observe that our next step would be 4 power 6, as we have divided 12 by 2 and again clubbed base with its I am going to replace base with its square, that is 4 power 6. Again I am going to divide 6 by 2, that is our new statement would be 16 power 3. Now you can easily see that our power is going to be odd. So here comes an important tricky part in binary exponentiation, that is whenever we encounter our power as odd, what we are going to do is we are going to club the base one times as a separate, that is 16 into 16 power 2. Now you can see 16 power 3 can be written as 16 power 1 into 16 power 2. Now again you can see 16 into 16 power 2 can be easily written as 256 power 1, that is again you can see 16 into 256. Now the main logic behind binary exponentiation is, let me write the steps how we are going to do this while we are coding the binary exponentiation part, that is divide n by 2 where n is the power on each iteration, okay. Or again I am going to write whenever we will encounter n which is our power as odd, then one thing we are going to do is we are going to club one power of base with our answer, club one power of base with our answer. So if you haven't got this, there is no need to worry about. I am going to explain it with my code, then you will feel much more comfortable, okay. And each time we are going to divide n by 2, and if also we are going to write each time make base as its square. So you can notice one thing also, suppose 2 power 8, each time we can see the base is going to be replaced by square, that is 2 power 8, and power is going to be reduced by divided by 2, that is 2 power 8 can be written as 4 power 4. Here you can see 4 is the actually the square of the 2, and again 16 is the square of 4, again 256 is the square of 16, and each time it is going to be divided by 2, that is power is going to be divided by 2, that is 8 is divided by 2, it becomes 4, and again 2, and again 1. And whenever you encounter power that is n as odd, you are going to club one of its base with our answer, that is you can see 2 power 12 can be written as 4 power 6, that is again you can see 16 power 3, and here n is odd, that is 3. You are going to club 16 with our answer, that is 16 is separated and 16 power 2 is written as a separate one, and again 256 power 1, and as it goes on to calculate our answer. So this is the basic logic of our binary exponentiation. So let me proceed with further with our code, okay. Here you can see, suppose we have to calculate 2 power 10, that is base is 2 and power is 10. So what we are going to do is we are initializing our answer as 1, and we are going to iterate till our power is greater than 0. So it becomes whenever we encounter n as odd, that is power as odd, we are going to club our answer that is initially as 1 with one of its as one of its base. So we are going to multiply our answer into base each time, and we are going to store it in again as our answer variable. And as I have already said, we are going to we are going to replace our base with its square, that is base equals base into base, and each time I am going to divide n by 2, which is our power. Note that I have used a right shift operator here, which is nothing but dividing n by 2, that is we can also write n equals n divided by 2, okay. And the loop goes till n is greater than 0, till our power is greater than 0. So you can see, suppose I am going to calculate 2 power 10, you can see it easily gives our output as 1024 in minimum log of 10 iterations, that is if you calculate in 3 iterations we will get our answers. So there is one more modification, okay. Suppose this is our code, let me copy here this code, okay. Okay, let me move for another one, okay. Okay, suppose in this there is also variation in this code, that is binary exponentiation. Suppose we have to calculate the our answer. Suppose here we have 10 power 5, okay, and we have to calculate 2 power 10 power 5 after taking modulus with 10 power 9 plus 7, which is actually a prime number. So what we are going to do is, there is nothing more important logic here. We are going to add a very short statement, a very short modification in our binary exponentiation function, that is, whenever we are going to multiply, or we are going to whenever we are going to multiply, we are going to take modulus along with, and again here I am going to take modulus along with, so that our integer doesn't get overflowed, and it is always there is always a modulus that will make sure that our answer will be less than this one, okay. So if you are going to calculate 2 power 10 power 5, you can easily see there is not much. It will take around log of 10 power 5. That is very much very much small amount of iterations we will get our answer as this random variable. This is actually our correct answer. And there is also one modification also. Suppose modification, or you can say, suppose we have to calculate around 1 5 any random variable, okay. Note that I have taken ll because in integer variable, integer data type, there might be some overflow chance, so I am going to take ll, which is a very long data type. So suppose we have to calculate this one and this one. As you can see, when we use inbuilt C++ or Python power function, this will not satisfy our needs. So we will need binary exponentiation to solve this. So suppose we have to calculate this base and this power, we have to calculate base power n, and with taking modulus. So what we are going to do is, we are going to simply thus run our code here and use this binary exponentiation function. So you can see easily that it is going to give our correct output, which is actually power of this, power of base comma n, and with taking modulus. And also you can see, I will tell you in my later of videos, that is to calculate inverse of a number. Suppose we have been given n and we have to calculate inverse of a number, so we can find inverse of a number using the power function, using binary exponentiation. That is, we are going to do with n comma mod minus 2. This is actually nothing but our Fermat Little theorem, okay. Fermat Little theorem says that we have to calculate the inverse of a number in using this function. Also we have power n comma mod minus 2. I will tell you in my later of videos. So there are two implementations of binary exponentiation, that is iterative one and recursive one. So I will prefer you guys to use iterative one, because recursive one takes memory, so which is sometimes costlier. It takes much memory, then there might be some chance of memory limit exceeded. So I will recommend you guys to use the iterative version. So we can calculate inverse efficiently. Also we can calculate the value of NCR. Note that we can calculate a value of NCR with given n and with given r. We can calculate using, suppose we have already built a factorial array. So what we are going to do is, we are going to calculate first our numerator, which would be our factorial of n. Suppose we have in factorial of n, we have already built using dynamic programming. Also we have a denominator, which will be going to be factorial of n into factorial of r into factorial of n minus r, okay. So we have this, and we are going to take modulus along with. And again you can note that we have to take inverse here, because our new numerator will be, numerator 1 would be inverse of our denominator. So in this case again we are going to use inverse function, which is again using binary exponentiation. So you can notice that binary exponentiation has very vast role to calculate the value of NCR, which is required in permutations and combinations questions, and to calculate inverse of a number. So here I am going to return our new numerator 1 into what we can say NUM, and with modulus, okay. So this will also going to calculate the value of NCR. So the binary exponentiation is what is actually basically I have already told you. So I'm going to share my code, that is this one, this function, which you can use in your competitive coding questions as efficiently. Just copy paste and use this as it is. So if you have any doubts, do not forget to mention in the comment section of the video, and I will ask the viewers to like this video, share this video, and join my telegram channel as mentioned in the description section of the video. And thank you for watching this video.